Okay, what is going on, LBHT crew? Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, wherever you celebrate, Happy Holidays. B, Hendo, what is going on?
None. Happy to be on vacation. Like I said, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. Glad I'm not here right now as you're watching.
Not live.
Somewhere enjoying myself, enjoying family and friends.
Nice.
The best time of year.
We'll probably be in the chat too. This is going to be a premiere, so we may not respond to your comments live on air, but we will be in the chat. We'll set this as a premiere, but this is a recording. But we still want to make sure that we provide some entertainment for you during these holidays. So thanks for joining us. Okay, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's Christmas Eve. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We're not streaming live like we said before. This is a recording, but make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. The audio version of this will still go out on Wednesday. Hopefully you're not on your lunch break at work. Hopefully you are enjoying your Christmas, but if you do have to work, like I said on yesterday's show, only give them 50%. Okay. Don't get less than that. 30%. It's Christmas. All right. And make sure you leave a 5-star review if you listen to the audio form of this. All right. Okay. A lot going on here. Ravens, not the situation.
Baltimore.
Not the situation they want to be in, but the AFC North will not let them rest. It is not over for them, surprisingly. And due to a turn of events for the Steelers, there is a higher chance than we had before of the Ravens getting into the playoffs. It's still not looking great, but it definitely ain't over. So we're going to be discussing that. We got to discuss what the Ravens have to do to turn things around, and with the help that they need to get into the playoffs. We're going to discuss the Panthers, who, even though they stumbled the week before against the Saints, got it right back this week, and they are atop of the NFC South. What do they need to do to maintain that position? I say it's really not that hard for them. They have a couple of options, and I think either one of them can happen. So we'll discuss that. Also, for our Patreon members and our channel members, we are still going to have an overtime show, right? So that'll be posted as well, right? Look, just because we off doesn't mean we're not going to give you the content that you pay for, all right, that you're looking for. So, and if you're not signed up to Patreon, patreon.com/LBHTShow is how you do it. Also, my guy Hendo has a Patreon, patreon.com/ROUG. You see him every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here on my channel and his channel. We do a morning stream. So appreciate you coming on, Hendo.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So what are you laughing at, B?
Not every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I knew he was going. I knew that's where he was going.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah.
Everybody gets a PTO day. All right, everybody gets a PTO day. It's all good.
Unprofessional.
All right, so no Black History fact today. B sent Okole on vacation again against my better judgment, but it is what it is. So we'll get right into it. Let's start with some Panthers, okay? Because
they're the winners.
They are winners.
They are
right.
They are winners, sure. and I'm happy for them. I like how the season has turned out. I mean, very up and down, very roller coaster type season.
Literally. It's been win loss since week 7.
That's crazy. And their losses come from teams that they should not be losing to, and their wins come from teams that they should not be beating.
But it works out so well because they needed to beat Tampa twice, and Tampa is on the win weeks. So
yeah,
we're good.
Yeah.
So okay. You're sitting on top of the NFC South. You're playing the Seahawks, which they're a very good team. But those are the teams that you end up beating this year. The very good teams, the best of the best. if you will. Okay, the creme de la creme is who you guys have been beating. So it's definitely a winnable game for you guys. But two scenarios could play out here for you to lock up the NFC South. One, you beat the Seahawks or tie with the Seahawks, and the Buccaneers. They play the Dolphins this week. Yes. So if they lose and the Panthers win, you lock up the division. If the Panthers don't win, and it really doesn't matter what the Bucs do, win or lose. If the Panthers don't win, it comes down to week 18, right?
Yes.
The last week, and the Panthers just have to win, and they're in. Simple as that. So, with that being said, how do you feel about the game this week?
Feeling really good about the game this week. Seattle is a very, very good team, obviously, but they are quarterbacked by Sam Darnold, and Seattle traded Mike Jackson to Carolina for Michael Barrett, who was a linebacker who was drafted in the 7th round. Mike Jackson is not very happy about that still to this day. We know that Sam Darnold likes to throw interceptions, and I'm seeing a Mike Jack pick, maybe even a pick 6, that swings this game in Carolina's favor. I'm hoping that Evero decides to let J.C. Horn cover Jackson Smith and Jigba. That'd be nice, since he doesn't actually follow number 1 receivers. I would like to see him do that, but we know that's not going to happen. But Mike Jack is going to be amped up for this game, and Derek Brown is going to be amped up for this game as well, having just been snubbed for the Pro Bowl. Missing out despite being arguably the best defensive tackle in the league.
Well, look, Pro Bowl and All-Pro are two different things, right? Mm-hmm. Like Pro Bowl is just a popularity thing.
It is, but he's still upset about it, and he said as much. So
hey, play with the edge. I'm all for it, but Pro Bowl doesn't mean what it used to. Pro Bowl used to actually mean something. Now it's just there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But I feel good about this game. Wait, is this a home game or away game for you guys?
It doesn't matter.
I got you. This is I believe it's an away game.
It doesn't matter. Mike McDonald and that defense, and he can talk about Sam Darnold all he wants. They took down Matt Stafford and the number 1 team in the NFL. So anything's possible. And they got that defensive rookie of the year candidate Nick Emanwari at safety, Mr. Jack of all trades.
I'll say this as well. Yes. Yeah. Right. I'll say this as well. The Panthers have played a lot of the top teams in the league this year, right? And if they do end up going in the playoffs, I've said this to me before, they have just as good of a chance as anybody else to make it to the Super Bowl. It sounds crazy to say that, but this year every team is beatable, and the Panthers show that on their up weeks, right? On the weeks that they're up, they show you we can beat anybody. They can lose to anybody, on their down weeks, but the up weeks, it can happen. So if they take care of business, you absolutely have to watch out for the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat the. I'm sorry, go ahead, Hendo.
So remember last year when Brodny was like, Bryce Young is going to make a Super Bowl for Lamar Jackson, and we laughed at him.
Yeah,
not so funny now, is it?
Nah, it's not.
Well, not so fast because it ain't over yet for the Ravens. We'll get into that in a minute. It's not over. All right, and the Panthers they look. You got to take it week to week as well.
Yeah, no, it's not over for Baltimore. It's just very, 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 very close. I think it's going to be over before Pittsburgh even plays Cleveland. I don't think they're going to get past Green Bay.
Oh, okay, so are we getting into the Ravens? You want to get into them right now?
Sure,
okay. All right. So let me go ahead and say I don't think it's over. I think we have to suffer another week. Okay. I think we beat Green Bay. Malik Willis got hurt in practice. They said I don't know if he's going to. I'm not sure how bad it is.
He says he's going to be ready to go. He was limited in practice today, as was Jordan Love. Jordan Love, they're not, is not allowed to talk to the media because he's in the concussion protocol. But Malik said he's going to be good to go, and there's still a chance that Jordan Love clears the protocol and is ready to play as well.
Yes, yeah. Yes, I feel like he's not going to play, especially on a short week or shorter week.
He may play, especially with the possibility of no pass rush or anybody hitting him. There's no threat.
Yeah, wow. He's safe. He's safe in the pocket.
Right.
You say he can leave the Guardian cap at home?
No. Just put that aside. You're good. You're good. We're not gonna touch you. I think they do end up getting this win. Although I would like to see them get this win without Lamar playing. I don't want Lamar playing this week.
Right.
Go with Tyler Huntley. Run the ball. I mean, we're gonna spend a little time with this because I talked about this on the morning show. Hendo, I didn't get your reaction or B's reaction. We're going to talk about some of the comments that John Harbaugh has been saying about why he is not able to run Derrick Henry in crunch time situations when he's been showing you that he's the road to victory. But just as this game coming up, I feel like they'll make it more of a point to run, and the defense maybe wakes up a little, just enough to get this win. And we're going to talk about what's going on with the Steelers. It's hard to predict the Steelers losing to the Browns, even with DK Metcalf out. But these are the type of games that they lose, just like us. Mm-hmm. It's a division game. The Browns are still a very dangerous defense. No DK Metcalf out there to get those big time catches. That could spell disaster for the Steelers. And then we have to go into the last week thinking we have a chance just for it to not happen.
I've heard the last couple of weeks that getting Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling has transformed the Steelers offense. So it doesn't matter that DK is not there.
It's facts. Wouldn't it be ironic? Yeah. Adam Thielen goes and helps them win.
That would be ironic. All right. So we'll break down more of the Packers game in a second. But I want to address some of these things that Harbaugh has been saying. Right. I clipped some of these things earlier, and I talked about it on the morning stream. Let's go with this. This first comment from John Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. We're talking about 6 plays. This is him when asked about why he wasn't Derrick Henry wasn't out there. I'm not defending all of that, but it's just not as simple as Derrick Henry didn't play the whole quarter. Harbaugh said he understands the criticism. Okay, that's the first thing. In Harbaugh, and listen, kudos to the reporters this time around because they didn't really let him skate this question. Right. They asked him a few times about why didn't Derrick Henry get the ball.
Right.
But it's just 6 plays. First of all, unacceptable. Second of all, it's just 6 plays because he wasn't out there. It could have been 12 plays.
Thanks.
If he was out there. So to say, oh, well, you're only talking about 6 plays, I understand the criticism, but it's only six plays. So you're already dismissing the fact that you messed up. Mm-hmm. And people want to know why. That's the first thing. What do you guys think about this?
It's all a matter of degree, right? Like it's just 6 plays. There were 6 pretty important plays. The hit on Derrick Henry, if it was just an inch higher, he doesn't fumble the ball. But that's the difference between him dropping it and him holding on to it. Like you can't just say it's 6 plays like it was the first drive of the game. It wasn't.
And that was just one play.
It was the 4th quarter, and it was when you needed to put the game away, and you needed him in there.
Yeah.
Listen, I thought that this was very absurd the first time when I saw this, but actually before we came on, I read the full quote. I don't know if you have the full quote, but I read the full quote, and he essentially said, yeah, it was 6 plays. And like you said, if Derrick Henry was in there, you may have gotten more first downs, which would have meant more plays. But he also went on to say things are going quick. You can't really see who's going in and out of the game and dictate the plays. When Keith Mitchell came in, it was a Keith Mitchell type play. That wouldn't have worked for Derrick Henry. There are things out there called audibles. And you as the head coach can say, sorry about that.
He should say sorry about that.
You as the head coach is supposed to be the one that dictates formation tempo if things aren't going correctly. The thing that upset me the most, and especially because I'm a Florida State fan, is the fact that he said, well, Derrick Henry and Willie Taggart decided that Keaton Mitchell was going to go in and he was going to come in and relieve him. I do not believe that from the bottom of my heart, that as a competitor, Derrick Henry was like, let's have Keaton Mitchell, who had 13 runs for like 9 runs for like 13 yards, go in and start a drive. But the thing that gets me about the Ravens media is all week long, all you keep hearing about is the next to the last drive with Keaton Mitchell in. You don't hear anybody talk about the last drive with Rasheen Ali. Nobody mentions that Rasheen Ali was in on the last drive. They always go to the next to the last drive. They're trying to cover up for him. And like you said, kudos to the reporters that asked him this, but he has totally lost control of this team. Everybody knows. I think John Harbaugh knows it. But more importantly to me, I think John Harbaugh feels like he knows he's on his way out the door, and he's doing these things to be smart. He's like, y'all been asking for Keaton Mitchell all season long. Well, I gave him to y'all at the end of the game, and it didn't work out. This is why I don't listen to people at the end of the bar. So this dude is delusional. This has been happening for years. And Harbaugh's been losing the same way. Todd Monken all season long. One of the reasons that we are 7-8 is because Derrick Henry gets hot in the game and Todd Monken decides to take him out on a crucial 3rd, 4th down or pass the ball instead of running him. He had 18 runs for 128 yards. And you said, I'm not going to let this man touch the ball never again in the 4th quarter. Fire him now.
Yeah, and I put that quote up where he tries to throw Willie Taggart under the bus. All right, and basically says Harbaugh said that running back coach Willie Taggart and Derrick Henry discussed starting the series with Keaton Mitchell. Harbaugh said he should have interceded and said put Henry in the game, but that's tough to do in real time. Right now, I followed on the morning show, and I'll do it here. I followed this up with a clip that Coach Evans did on his stream, where Tony Dungy tells you what he would have done if he was in that situation. This is what Tony Dungy has to say.
Put him in the game at that point when they were up 3 at that point in time, Coach. If you're the head coach, offensive coordinator, I understand. If you're the head coach, Coach Harbaugh, what are you saying with Henry standing next to you?
I'm looking over there, and he's standing next to me, and I'm saying, why are you over here? Are you hurt? And he says, I'm okay.
Go back in the game.
You're in the game.
That simple. It's that simple. All only thing has to happen. Whoever's idea it is to rotate, all John has to say is lead it. Flip the little thing down where he can talk. Let's go with Derrick. Lead Derrick in. That's it. It takes 4 seconds.
Yeah. Like it's laughable that he would say it's tough to do in real time. Like Hendo, you are the Florida State fan. Why don't you be Willie Taggart and tell Jose that you're going to start the drive with Keaton Mitchell?
Hey, you about to start this drive? Derrick Henry's going to relieve you.
Derrick's going in. That's it. Job done.
Cool.
That's it.
Right. All right, boss. But listen, this the thing that is even more stupid to me. He went on to say next, what am I supposed to do? Call a timeout? I'm supposed to call a timeout and get him in the game? Like, what? I sometimes I think he's trolling us in real time. Like, I think he's trolling us when he says certain things out his mouth. Just like Derrick Henry wasn't in there in the 4th quarter.
Sometimes I feel like he's trolling. Sometimes I think he really doesn't know.
Right.
So like, no, I just don't think he knows. Like, he's been coaching for a long time. We assume he knows these things, but he's not an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy. And I was reminded, somebody reminded us on the Ravens Roundup in the comments that there was a time where they were trying to bring in like a game manager.
Jerry Rossberg.
Yes. Yes, they're trying to bring in a game manager. I think there are things that he just hadn't learned over the years because he's had enough help around him. He's had some of the greatest players that ever played a game on defense that don't need any coaching. He's had some good coordinators and coaches under him to help him do a lot of stuff, and that was their way of trying to help keep him, around and help with those finer points. But yes, I think in these situations he doesn't know what to do. right? Like, yeah, some of it is smugness, some of it is don't tell me what to do, but I think some of it is, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I think that obviously he has his weaknesses in terms of what he's doing on the sideline on game day, and a lot of coaches do. A lot of coaches struggle with clock management and things like that, right? A lot of coaches struggle with when they should throw that challenge flag, because that stuff happens pretty quickly and all that. And I think that's more what that game management coach was going to be there for. Like, this isn't understanding the game. He has eyes. They work.
Mm-hmm.
He has a mouth. It works. So he could see that Derrick Henry wasn't on the field, and he could open his mouth and say something. Like, it's not about it happened too quickly or not understanding what's going on or not being aware. Because if you're not aware that Derrick Henry is not in the game at that point, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Like, you're not doing anything at that point. You're not coaching the team. You're not paying attention to what's going on in the field. Like, you're just wandering around on the sideline.
No, I don't think it's that he's not aware that Derrick Henry is on the field, but like he said it, right? He said, hey, the strategy, the basically the game plan was Derrick Henry goes in for a little bit, then Keaton Mitchell goes in, like they have a snap count, and even though Derrick Henry is killing them out there, he doesn't have the wherewithal to say, all right, we're up. They just scored. We still had the lead, but let's keep the pressure on them. I know it's Keaton Mitchell's time, but they're really struggling with Derrick Henry out there. Let's just keep running with Derrick Henry until Derrick Henry, says, hey, take me out. Right. And then we'll go to Keaton Mitchell. Like, he doesn't have those, it's those finer points that he doesn't understand. He looks at it and says, well, the script says Keaton Mitchell, so we gotta go with Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Because for the people that said he's a Hall of Fame top 10 head coach in the league, for 7 seasons, we've watched this man go into the playoffs and not run the ball. And every season after, we said he can't go to the playoffs and do that again, yet and still he does it again. Now, at the most crucial moment of the season, our season is on the line. We need this win to stay in playoff contention. And you're telling me, especially with Lamar Jackson not being on the field, you're not going to take your best offensive weapon and make sure he's out there playing? Pitch count be damned. I need my best guys out there. He's averaging 7.1 yards a carry, but I'm going to swap him for a guy that's averaging 1.3, who's 175 pounds, and the Patriots are like, yeah, we watch film on this kid. We know what to expect. That's why they shut him down. They even said that about the Zay Flowers fumble. We watch these guys on tape. It's about preparedness, and it's something that Mike Vrabel has done, which has transformed this New England Patriots team versus John Harbaugh, where we suffered the same ailments year in and year out. How can you look? And okay, let's say the second to the last drive. Excuse me. Let's say the second to the last drive, you got Keaton out there, it doesn't work out. But the final drive of the game, this is for all the marbles. You put your 4th string running back out there, your 4th string running back, and started off with a swing pass. And you as the head coach look and say, that's cool, I'm with it.
Yeah, so my thing is, it's not about wanting to stick to the script or not understanding the situation, right? There are coaches who believe that coaches are more important than players. There are coaches that believe scheme matters more than talent. You see that in San Francisco, like this. While Kyle Shanahan goes from Jimmy Garoppolo to Brock Purdy and doesn't even attempt to get Trey Lance ready, because Trey Lance, is a more talented prospect. He's like, we don't need that. That he learned that from his dad. His dad hated having more talented players, right? And I think that's what it is with John. He looks at it and he says, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have Derrick Henry or not. Like, we're going to call our plays and we're going to execute our plays and they're going to work. And, that's why he can go into the playoffs every single year and be like, yeah, we don't need to give the ball to Gus and JK. We don't need to give the ball to Mark Ingram. We don't really need to keep giving the ball to Derrick Henry, because whatever, as coaches, we've got them prepared. We put in the game plan. We watched all this film. We decided what their weaknesses were. We know how to attack their weaknesses. So whatever we decide to do is going to work. And that's why you don't go. That's why you don't have a top tier wide receiver. That's why you roll out there with Faalele and Voorhees, right?
Yeah.
That's why you ain't got no edge rushers. And every time you get a talented edge rusher, they leave and have a lot more success elsewhere because they can't look at what they're doing and say, man, we're holding back the players. Or they can't look at what they're doing and say, man, this guy is kind of a scheme breaker. Like, we put him out there and he's making plays regardless. They think that what they're doing is far more important than any individual player can be. That's why when Lamar goes in, or when Lamar came out and Tyler Huntley went in and they were talking to him about it, I know you're going to always cover for the backup quarterback, but he says he does everything Lamar does. No, he doesn't. he very plainly does not.
He does not.
If he did everything that Lamar Jackson did, he'd be a starter somewhere else and he wouldn't be your backup.
Fact.
After being cast off in Miami and Cleveland. He doesn't do everything Lamar does, but John believes he does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that fundamental belief that the talent of the individual player doesn't matter that much is what leads to stuff like this.
And that's why he needs to be fired. And I didn't prep any of these quotes where he's asked. He was asked about that too, about him, being on a hot seat. And he's a little bit more somber with these answers, which leads me to the belief that the discussions have taken place about his exit this offseason, because usually he just writes those off and he'll get defensive, get a little attitude about that. But he just said, hey man, I can't worry about that. Bashadi is, I talked to Bashadi, he's a competitor, he's great, he's this and that, he could, and he's also challenging at times, and he says all this stuff, and it sounds like a person that understands that at the end of the season there'll be a mutual parting of ways, or he'll do a soft retirement. I think personally he's gone. I understand the skepticism that people have that he's going to come back again next year. I get that, but it just feels different from him. From him, like his body language seems a little bit defeated when it comes to that. But all the things that you're saying, B, are exactly why he needs to go, and more people are vocal about it. I mean, we've been banging the drums over here about how he should have gone a long time ago. People are catching up to it. But the reason why you think, if you're one of those people that just now had that awakening that he needs to be fired, the reason why you feel that way now is because you're seeing the same things over and over and over and over again in the Lamar Jackson era. But we've been seeing it over and over and over and over again in the Joe Flacco era. Right? So this isn't, everything that's going on with John Harbaugh isn't new. He didn't just start doing this. He's always done this. We've been tired of this man. All right. So
that said, they're gonna lose to Green Bay, and they ain't gonna.
That said, they're gonna beat Green Bay. That said, they're gonna beat Green Bay in Green Bay. I listen. Green Bay has their own issues. I don't even know who's gonna be starting. I just feel like just because this is the way the season's been going, they're going to find a way to win that game. Pittsburgh's going to find a way to lose the Browns game, which they should not. I'll be clear about that. They should not be losing to the Browns, even without DK Metcalf. But just the way the season's been going, I feel like it's going to turn out that way. And then we go into that final season having to get our hopes up one last time for the playoffs.
Well, I'm here to tell you, Jose, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I thought that it may play out like that, but just watching how they played last week in a must-win situation, it's not gonna happen. Then you go into Green Bay, and I don't care if it's Malik Willis or Jordan Love. They have too many wide receivers for us to contain.
True.
Nate Wiggins ain't that dude that Ravens fans think he is. He's solid, and he's going to get better, but he ain't a lockdown top 10 corner like people believe. Marlon Humphrey is washed. Alohi Gilman can't tackle, nor can he cover. Kyle Hamilton, I ain't seen him since he signed his contract. So for us defensively, we ain't doing what we're supposed to do. And if Josh Jacobs is healthy and can play, it's going to make a world of difference because we can't stop the run either. So for us, we're not going to win that game. But the Cleveland and Pittsburgh game, I thought that there was a possibility because Cleveland did go in and beat Pittsburgh last season. But there's a little something different with Mike Tomlin and his coaching. You take away his best defensive player. You traded away one of your cornerbacks. One of the cornerbacks retired, and they're actually playing better. I thought against the Lions they were going to fold, but they actually came through at the end and won that game. So I think they're destined to win this division, and the Ravens are going to lose. So by week 18, we already going to know. We're going to be playing for pride and look on to the draft.
You know what's crazy? like I don't quite agree with you on the Kyle Hamilton thing. He's out there, and like he's doing a good job. He's just not making those big plays, those big turnovers, right? But you said he's been invisible. But it's funny because you went through the defense, and there's one person you didn't mention at all, and he was a first-round pick this year.
I'm not mentioning him because I just read someone on the Ravens website talking about he was voted best Ravens rookie and he's had a wonderful season.
And here I was thinking you were talking about Pro Bowler Roquan Smith.
No. We're talking about Malachi.
I mean,
but yes,
but
yes, Kyle Hamilton has not been playing bad. But for $100 million, I need something for everybody to laud him to be this Swiss Army knife. Oh, he can play defensive end, defensive tackle, linebacker, safety, cornerback, and all this. What plays is he making? Yeah. Yes, he's doing his job. He got a TFL. That's all he got in that last game that we noticed. A TFL. Cool. That ain't worth $100 million. And for him to be supposedly in the running for defensive player of the year, he's not showing me defensive player of the year type statistics. But he's been solid. But for $100 million, and maybe I'm just salty because I'm a spoiled fan. You know what I'm saying? And my team get like 5 losses and I get all antsy. Maybe that's why I got something against him, because I am spoiled. I'm spoiled that there is a tradition of defense with the city of Baltimore that we're used to and we're not seeing it. I'm sick and tired of him getting to the podium talking about this ain't the team that we are. Yes, it is. You're a team that can't stop the pass, can't stop the run, can't stop the collapse, can't win a game consistently. You are that team. So stop saying we aren't that team, Kyle.
That's crazy that they're not that team. They about to miss the whole season. They only got a couple games left. Like when they come in.
Right.
But Kyle Hamilton's playing the way that Lamar Jackson played when everybody said he was playing so terribly, right? Like he was playing okay, but Lamar Jackson's a superstar and you expect more out of him. Kyle's playing fine, but he's a superstar and you expect more out of him. When the defense is struggling, when the defense is giving up 380 yards passing to Drake May, you expect him to make a play to change the momentum of the way that's going. And it's not really happening.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This is proving our point that there are no game changers on the defensive side of the ball. Stop investing on that side as if you're enhancing what they can do. They can't do anything. Okay. The offensive side is where you're expecting something to happen. You're expecting Lamar Jackson to make plays and keep us in the game and close these games. You're expecting Derrick Henry when he's out there to make something happen. And if they don't make it happen, or they turn the ball over, or they stall, then all the criticism goes on them. Lamar Jackson got hurt early in the game, and they're still blaming Lamar Jackson.
Bro.
I saw Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated say that it's time for them to look at the quarterback prospects in the draft.
Oh, okay. I can't even get on him about that, because I heard a little bit. I think it was on Get Up or one of them shows, and they're talking about they need to look to trade Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has a no trade clause,
right?
So how do you engage that? Do you say, hey, Lamar, we don't want you here? Would you mind waiving your no trade clause?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you can't get rid of him. Like, you have to negotiate something with him.
Right.
And you shouldn't want to get rid of him.
It doesn't need to go that far. I'll take that kind of talk seriously when you write those articles about Pat Mahomes and Joe Burrow too.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I'm Lamar, I'm like, I'm listening. I'm listening. What you got? What team you got in mind? Kyle Shanahan. Let's go.
I want Kyle can get you there, but he can't get you that ring.
But Lamar's talent's gonna get him over that hump.
Yeah, he won't be working with Garoppolo or Brock Purdy at that point. It won't come down to Jimmy Garoppolo missing Emmanuel Sanders at the end of the game.
I don't want to entertain any Lamar Jackson trade talk.
Okay.
But I will say this: LA Rams.
I'm about to say Matt Stafford might be retiring.
Matt, if there's word, Matt Stafford does not want to retire, but if there's word that he could be on the move, They were like, Matt, it's time for you to retire.
Hey, yo, Matt, you like crackheads?
But listen, Jose, this is the crazy part. So all the stuff that we've talked about with the LA Rams, as far as Efton picks and all that good stuff, how about they have 2 first-round picks in this upcoming draft, and I think they have like $70 million under the cap.
One of them is like around the top 10.
Around the top 10. So they have the money now, and they have the cap space along with the talent and the coaches. Whereas we do it right, huh?
Again, I keep asking you, why are you always lying? Because that's not possible. It's not possible to have draft picks and money while also having a bunch of talent on the team already.
I was told they mortgaged their future though.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, and not to mention, they signed a quarterback to $100-something million contract and traded him during the second year and took a ginormous cap hit. Like it did all. Les Snead did all of these things. Went out, won a Super Bowl, replenished the team. I think they had one down season, and that was because of injury. So F them picks and getting the players that they need with good drafting got them two Super Bowls. Actually, got them 1 Super Bowl win, and now they're in position to win another one, and it'd be better next year.
You know what's wild? You always hear Baltimore Ravens fans talking about, oh man, we could get another Ray Lewis, or we could get like that again. You don't hear nobody in LA talking about where's Aaron Donald.
Facts.
Greatest defensive tackle of all time retired, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, man.
Cool, right?
We good.
Let's build the defense.
They also don't say, hey, this guy's only a rookie or it's only his second year. Give him some more time.
Facts.
Like there's always excuses for why our defense isn't performing. There's always
don't say. They don't say, man, Cooper Kupp was really good in 2019. Let's give him that contract extension. They let him go and they bring in Devontae Adams.
Y'all calm down. Y'all being too negative. It's Christmas. Hendo's been getting beat over the head in his channel in the comments saying we're being too negative. All right. You got people over here saying we're being too negative. All right. Stop telling all these truths about our team.
Oh my gosh, Cooper Kupp holds so many Rams records. Let's sign him to an extension for no reason. He's a legend. I think Isaac Bruce wants to come back. Let's get him.
All right. For the record, I am going to pick this. This might be the last week I picked the Ravens to win. Okay. Let me ask you this: Does Lamar Jackson play this week?
Yes.
He should not, though.
I do not want him to play. If we're going to win, it has to be with Tyler Huntley. If you believe in Tyler Huntley that much, let him go out there and win the game for you, like he won against Chicago. Right? Go out there and do it without Lamar Jackson. He's too banged up. He's never gonna be 100% this year. But you put yourselves in a crappy situation. Dig your way out of it without him. And if the stars align and we have a shot in the last week, then he can go out there and play for that game. If it doesn't get it done, then you can shut it down for the rest of the year for Lamar Jackson. But I don't think he should play this week.
No, not at all. I mean, why should he go out there and sacrifice his body when people are already saying he quit on the team? I read in the Baltimore Ravens website, somebody said, I watched that play 10 times. He didn't get hit that hard. How the hell do you know how hard he got kneed? Like these fans, they're the spoiled ones that are really unappreciative what Lamar has done for this organization, and for the pundits, prognosticators, and just people that love to speak, talking about he's always being hurt. You try being a franchise quarterback, being asked to lead your team in rushing for 6 years. Go behind an offensive line that no other organization would find acceptable, and get beat up repeatedly, and let's see how you walk out of it.
And why would he want to take himself out the game? He was having a good game.
7-10, 101 yards. Why would he just say, I'm done. It's over.
And you can't tell the severity of a hit just watching from home. Couch. You can't tell the severity of an injury. Hey, how hard did Teddy Bridgewater get hit when his knee exploded from just dropping back?
Right.
Like sometimes
also, these people that are making these comments, where are your PhDs?
Right.
I could tell from watching TV that he didn't get hit that hard. His injury's fake. Really? Right. Oh, okay. You one of them TV doctors, huh? You one of those Twitter doctors that could diagnose things.
House.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right. All right. It is what it is. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But in related news, the other part of this equation that the Ravens need to happen in order for them to still have playoff hopes is the Steelers losing to the Browns. Now, DK Metcalf has been suspended 2 games for his interaction with the fan. I actually have that video. I have a different angle of that video. We'll watch that in a second. But apparently this fan is somebody that's harassed DK Metcalf in the past. DK Metcalf has reported this fan, and DK Metcalf said that this fan had made a racial slur towards him and something about his mother. And of course, he denies it. I guess there's some people that are around that say that he didn't say that. This video, I don't think you're not going to get your answers, but you get a different angle of what happened in that incident, and then we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the suspension and what that means for the Steelers and really the Ravens.
Hey, DK, don't sign it. DK, don't sign it. DK, he about to throw that motherfucker away. Man. He knows he has to play. Hey, DK. DK. Yup. DK.
All right. So the fan got what he was looking for. He was looking for that interaction. He celebrated when DK put his hands on him. They're saying he threw a punch. He didn't throw a punch. He grabbed them and kind of shoved them back. And of course, I'm pretty sure he's looking to file a lawsuit. Now, I'll say this: DK, you can't be putting your hands on a fan for that. He didn't initiate contact with you. You're further away. You walked over to him, so you're wrong for that.
Right.
He should have called security and say, "Hey, just get this man out of here." Right. So even though the 2-game suspension, okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, it is what it is. You can't put your hands on people. I think that fan should also be banned from the stadium. Right. You don't have the right to harass players.
No.
So.
Charlie Murphy, what did the 5-finger say to the face? Slap. But listen, I'm just waiting for all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans to sit there and talk about, well, Lamar put his hands on a fan, totally different situation.
Yeah.
That fan pushed DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar Jackson. He was retaliating. Yep. I don't know what was said to DK. It is never acceptable for someone to put their hands on anyone. Just because you pay for a ticket doesn't give you the right to say anything out your mouth. But DK should be smart enough to know this is not going to end well for me. It could end in a lawsuit, suspension. It could cost us a playoff berth. We're in the midst of a run trying to win this division title. He should be a little bit smarter than that. But these fans should be policed a little bit better. The NFL should say, you know what? We don't want your money. You can't come back. I think the NBA does a better job of that with the fans heckling. I think they'll ban people quickly. The NFL is a lot more lenient, being that they are the number one sport in America. They just feel like all money's good money.
Yeah, and I think part of it too is in the NBA, the fans are a lot closer.
That is true.
The fans can really interact with the players on a much more personal level than you can in the NFL. For DK, there's a lot of fans like that guy. And like I said, he had been reported the year before when he was playing in Seattle. They went to Detroit and he had an issue with that fan. He reported it to security then. That fan should be gone, period. Not just from Detroit. It should be banned from all NFL stadiums. But DK can't go over there. He like I said, it's not the Lamar Jackson situation where a fan is invading your space and he hit DeAndre, I think it was, on the helmet, and then tried to hit Lamar. This guy's standing there and he's talking. Let him talk.
Facts.
Like, you can't go over there and put your hands on him, regardless of what he said. People post it as a meme. It's like kind of make fun of, but do what LeBron did: grab a referee and drag him over there and point right at him, get him out.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And we talked about what happened with the Sacramento Kings fan getting into it with Zach LaVine, and that fan thought that he had more rights in entitlements than he actually did, and he thought he could tell Zach LaVine to go home. Well, Zach LaVine told him go home if you don't like what you're seeing. He's like, well, no, you go home. I paid to be here, and he found out real quick who the team values more, because he was instantly escorted out of there. Zach LaVine didn't have to point to anybody. As soon as he said go home, security is like, sir, right this way. Right this way.
Zach said, I get paid to be here. So.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah. And DK needed to do the same thing. That guy's coming down there to heckle you or whatever. You just go say, hey, go grab security, tell him this guy is harassing me, get him out of here. And they will, and they won't ask any questions. When players say, get this fan out of here, they don't ask questions. They don't say, well, what happened? They're like, hey, you're gone.
Right. You know what I find amazing about this whole situation? It's the fact that there was once, a long, long time ago, this wide receiver in Pittsburgh. He was supposed to be crazy, uncontrollable, just a bad locker room guy. In Baltimore, we decided to take injured linebacker instead of this wide receiver. But to me, I've never seen this wide receiver touch a fan. He touched up on somebody at Georgia Tech, but he never touched up a fan. You know what I'm saying? For all that they say about George Pickens, why he shouldn't have been in Baltimore, he's never done anything like this.
Facts. Mm-hmm. He may be available this offseason. Just saying.
No.
Just saying.
You ain't got the money to sign him.
We got the money,
or the will.
Speaking of money, there's another part of this too. I want to know how y'all feel about. So there's a clause in here, and thank you, Adelia, for showing this to us. I don't have the article here, but basically, he had about $45 million in guarantees. Yes, and now all that the guarantees have been voided. He's not losing the money per se, right? It's just not guaranteed to him. Before it's his. No matter what. Now, because there's what's the clause? Morality clause, or I forget.
Like that. Right.
Something like that. Him being suspended voids the contract. How do you feel about these type of clauses and voiding that kind of money?
It's hard to say. I understand the reason that the organizations do it, but what determines morality for each team? Like we've had this discussion in the Overtime Show. Who determines what's right and whose beliefs are right? So for me, I don't particularly like it, but in a situation like this, I understand it. It also could void the $25 million that he's guaranteed for this season. So he could be losing a lot of money. But the simple fact that the Steelers want him and they want him long term, I don't think anything's going to come of it. He just got lucky in this situation. But yeah. He could have lost out on a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, this is we talked about this with Sharon Moore. Know your contract. Know what you can and can't do. This is not a situation where DK is a victim of like any bad circumstance or anything. He put himself in that situation. He did that. So you decided to go over there and get physical with a fan. You should know what your contract says. And if it meant that much to you, then so be it. But like you said, I think that with the current state of the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's still going to be there. They're not looking to cut him. This isn't a Brandon Ayuk situation,
right?
So I think he's going to get as much of that money as he was going to get, regardless. He wasn't going to see the full 130 or 150 anyway. But he'll be there for the next couple of years, and he'll be fine.
And this says in this article that his 2026 salary of $25 million was previously fully guaranteed. Should he be suspended at least one game, that guaranteed will void. But it is extremely unlikely the Steelers would part ways, like you guys are saying, with Metcalf before 2026 season. So yes, at least for next year, he's not really in any danger of losing that money. Now 2027, things get a little murky. The voided guarantees are more important in 2027, as the article says, when $20 million in salary has been injury protected. If Metcalf suffers a major injury in 2026 season that kept him from passing a physical in March 2027, he would be guaranteed $20 million for the upcoming season. And now that's not the case. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that you should be able to avoid injury guarantees.
I don't think so, and I don't think. And thank you, Adil. You can take it down. I don't think you should be able to avoid guarantee money for that type of suspension. For me, it has to be a major suspension. It like yes, it has to be something like that. Domestic violence, something like that.
I'm going to disagree with you because this is a public facing business, right? It's an entertainment business, and they depend heavily on the fans. So going and granted, it wasn't a huge. He didn't knock the fan out or anything, but like getting physical with the fans is a very serious thing. That's what we saw in the NBA with the Malice of the Palace, right? That's why those guys got a year suspension off of that, a few of them, because you can't. But granted, obviously they went into the stands and it was a full on brawl, but you can't have even the perception that fans are not safe coming to your game.
Bro, always in that city.
At least not from the players, because they don't care about the fans hurting the fans.
I don't disagree with that, but you send a message by suspension, and only a 2-game suspension. They're saying it's not that big of a deal in terms of that. If they said, "Hey, this is a major thing. You can't put your hands on the fan ever, 6 games," and we void a contract. Okay, that's a bigger suspension. But by saying 2-game suspension, you're saying it ain't that big of a deal.
Well, this particular incident wasn't. Like he grabbed him a little bit and he pushed him back. Like it was, like I said, he didn't punch him like people were trying to say at the begining. He didn't pull him over the railing onto the field and start a fight with him. Like he put his hands on him, but it wasn't a serious physical altercation.
But that's all my point. That's all the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a game or 2 suspension, that can't be, for me, that shouldn't be enough to trigger voiding your guaranteed money. If it's a major suspension, fine, right? If you're saying it's not that big of a deal, you should be able to avoid $45 million in guaranteed money.
But it all depends on the language of the contract. Like you and your agent know, like they line it up.
Yes, he should agree to it.
Yeah, right. If you get suspended, I don't even think it says for whatever reason. It just says if you get suspended, this becomes void. And you should know I'm going to lose my money. And so stay where you are. Just walk to the other side of the bench. Get away from that dude.
Yeah, because it's not easy to get suspended in the NFL. Even if you're on drugs, you don't get suspended the first time.
Facts.
Like they give you a lot of leeway. He had to walk a good 15, 20 yards to get over.
He's definitely at fault. Yeah, for sure.
So I'm like saying it's not easy to get suspended. Like you got to go out your way to get suspended.
And thank you, Adelia. Adelia clarifies, says if you get suspended by the league or team by conduct detrimental, the money is voided. Yeah. So it's very specific. I don't know.
Two games is a I'm not gonna say a major suspension, right? But it's a good chunk of the season. Like these other leagues, a 2-game suspension is nothing. But they only play 17 games,
right?
So missing 2 of them, that's kind of a big deal.
And
but like you said, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And you also have to look at the way his contract is constructed. Those 2 games could cost him a lot of money because he ain't getting paid for them.
Yeah, it's $550,000. I think it is for those 2 games.
But I'm not disagreeing. Like,
right.
How it impacts the season and all that, right? But 2 games, like we all agree, it's not a major suspension. Mm-hmm. And in a league where it's hard to come up on guaranteed money to begin with, right? I just don't think they should be able to put these type of stipulations in a contract to where 2 games and then bam, your guarantees are out. Especially like you said, half of that is injury guaranteed.
Well, I think that the context of the situation makes this suspension a much bigger deal as well, because there's only 2 games left in the season, right? And I don't think you want to say, hey, we're suspending you for the playoffs, right? But you are suspending them for the 2 games that they have to win to get into the playoffs. If this happened in week 1, maybe it is a longer suspension, right? But the context of when this happened, 2 games is a very big deal for them right now.
Also, his claim. Well, I don't think it'd be a long suspension. I think him saying, "Hey, I've already reported this fan to the league." Like that's something that's on them too. It's like, well, are we protecting the player? Because you can't have some psychopath following this man around. Like, well, if he's a stalker, right? So there's that element as well.
He's not following him, all right. DK keeps coming to his house. All right, he's just sitting in his seat in Detroit. Okay? So if anybody is going after anybody, it's DK.
So I think there's a little caution on their side. Like, yes, I think the 2-game suspension is an immediate response to what happened because it got caught on TV. But I think they're still looking into it. Like, well, who is this person? Like, he's been reported before. What did he actually say to DK to set him off? Because
that's a separate issue for him because DK has to be suspended for going over there and putting his hands on a fan.
Yes,
but that fan can be punished separately.
And listen, I'm not trying to absolve the fan of anything, but now that I think about it, what if that fan is a season ticket holder and he always sits right there? And if you got harassed by him before, you were on that end of the bench and heard him yapping. Why are you on this side? Go to the other side. Get away from him. Like, don't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not defending DK.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But that particular scenario that you're talking about, it depends what he says too. Because if he's just talking trash, like, okay, whatever. Right. Like if you're just calling him DK and he doesn't like that, like, just walk over to the other side of the bench.
Right.
But if what DK says is true, that's not something that's acceptable regardless. At all. And you didn't expect him to just ignore it,
right?
Necessarily,
Thanks.
All right.
You can't react the way that he did.
Yeah. All right. Well, both sides guilty. Okay, that's pretty much where we're laying on that.
All 3 sides really, because man, the NFL they'd be quick to void your guarantee.
Yeah. Now, this is I don't know if we have any submitted questions. Do we have submitted questions?
We didn't check.
No, because there weren't any submitted questions because I think I put up the post just saying that it wasn't going to be live this week. And
you
so
still should
it wasn't supposed for submitted questions, I don't think.
Okay. We should have done it. That's okay. That's all right.
Told you he didn't know.
While he's looking, this is a good time to plug patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. It is the Christmas season. We're putting this out on Christmas Eve. So you're still looking for a last minute gift and a gift for yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. You shop for everybody else. It's time to treat yourself. Patreon.com/LBHTShow and Patreon.com/ROUG. That is both of our Patreons. All right. For as little as $5 a month, you get a lot of bonus content on both channels. Over here, you get the Overtime Show. And the Overtime Show has been lively recently. All right. We've been diving into some deep topics, and the same goes for the topic tonight. You're going to love that one. All right. So well worth the price of admission. Also gives you access to our Discord channels. Okay. And even if you're just you just want to kick the tires for a month and then, opt out after that, you're still a member of our community. We don't kick people out unless you do something like this fan did in Detroit. Right. Also, LBHTShow.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Buy some merch. Okay. It won't get there. Before Christmas time. Yes, that right there. This is all available on the website, LBHTShow.com. So go check it out. And again, treat yourself. Treat a family member. All right. Hendo, thanks for joining us. Let the people know where to find all your content.
Yes, buy humbug. Start off with that one. Screw the holidays. I only want the day off. But you can find me at the Rogue Pod on all social media platforms. Listen, we're coming up on 2026. We got a lot of great things that we're going to implement for you guys. So come be a part of this family. Just chill and hang out with us.
Maybe if there are more subscribers, and Hendo will stop canceling Christmas.
That is my favorite saying. You can cancel Christmas.
All right. We have major goals on both channels. Hendo just crossed the 8,000 subscriber mark. We try and get him to 10,000 subscribers. We think we can get him there sooner rather than later. We are very close to 3,000 subscribers. And we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers at some point. All right. I think both goals can be done within the 2026 year.
Oh, no.
Okay. No doubt. So if you're really enjoying this content, make sure you share this with friends, family members, even people that you're not friends with. Okay.
Yeah.
They'll love you later. Okay. All right. Listen, holiday season, whatever you celebrate, happy holidays. Be safe out there. Try not to get in any trouble. Try not to work too much, but if you do have to work, 30%. That's all they get from you. All right. All right. You guys are ready. Adelia is ready. Look, we're not live next week either, but we're going to give you that hot content. So make sure you turn your notification bells on. We are out of here. Happy holidays. We'll see you next time. Peace.